I've used hundreds of bridges throughout the past 4 years that I've been investing into decentralized finance. I've been a victim of the Terra Luna crash and the FTX diabolical and many other centralized exchange crashes. So today I want to show you the best and safest bridges to be using when it comes to going from one chain to another chain. Let's dive right in. The first bridge that we're going to be talking about today is Portal Bridge. Now, this is powered directly by Wormhole. Wormhole provides the infrastructure, and Portal Bridge provides the front end for accessing the infrastructure. So it's super easy to do so for users like yourself and me. Now, with that being said, you can go from one chain to another chain on Portal Bridge. It's as simple as that. You select, hey, I want to go from Ethereum to Solana, or Solana to Base, or Sui to Arb, right? And you select your combination, and you can go from one chain to another. Pretty simple. They have a lot of support, and that's one of the main things that I really like about Portal Bridge. They also have very favorable fees when it comes to bridging just USDC. Now, over on their homepage, they have the option to bridge a select amount of assets that are supported by Wormhole. So if we wanted to get Ethereum natively on the Ethereum network over to the Solana network, and we wanted to get Wormhole Ethereum over on the Solana network, we can put in our input amount, and we would get out a relatively similar amount over on the other end. The only thing that they're going to charge you is a network fee, which is flat regardless of the amount that you are bridging. So in the instance of doing a bridge like $159, I'm actually only losing about $2 or so. It's going to take me about 19 minutes to get over to the other network. Now, if I wanted to lose nothing, I could use the official Wormhole bridge right over here. And ultimately, I'm just going to have to execute 2 transactions, go and claim the Ethereum on the other chain. Otherwise, it's going to route me through one of the options, whether it's the cheapest or the fastest, basically. So we have a couple options here. This one is $2. It takes 19 minutes. This one's $2.95. It takes 15 minutes. And then this one is free and it takes 19 minutes. Now, I really only use Portal Bridge when it comes to bridging USDC from Ethereum to Solana or an EVM chain to Solana. Another instance where I used it was when I was going to and from Sui. So if I want to get some USDC over from Solana to, like, let's just say the base network, I want to get 363 USDC over there. This will require 2 transactions. I will pay $0 in fees, but ultimately it will take me 13 seconds to get over to base. That's the power of Portal Bridge, and that's one of the main reasons why I actually like this bridge. It uses Circle directly, which are the people that facilitate USDC, and I imagine that they have some form of partnership here, which allows them to process transactions this quickly. Now, one of the main reasons why you might want to process transactions quickly is in the instance where there is high volatility and you want to be able to sell one asset or buy one asset on another chain. Another instance is where there are exploits happening and you need to get off of a specific chain. The quicker you can get off the chain, the better. And of course, it also just reduces your risk of being in the middle of an exploit on a bridge, because if there's 20 minutes of processing time and then all of a sudden an exploit happens during that 20 minutes of processing time, ultimately your funds are at risk during that period. Another bridge that I often find myself using, not directly but indirectly, is Across, and I'll get into how you can use these bridges indirectly a little bit later on in the video. But for now, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe when notifications turned on. So the next bridge that I use is Across, and it has a lot of support for a lot of different networks. So that's one thing that I do like about Across as well, and it typically has some very favorable rates. We want to go from the base network to, let's just say, the Optimism network, right? And we want to bridge 1 Ethereum. We're going to put 1 Ethereum in, and we are going to get 1 Ethereum out over on the other end. There is a fee of 28 cents, and that is just the bridge fee right there that is paid to Across liquidity providers. So it is so minimal that we are barely losing anything on this trade. Now, if we were to trade some USDC, let's just say of 10,000 USDC over to Optimism, we are paying 95 cents to bridge 10,000 USDC. So we're getting out 9,999 USDC on the other end. If we wanted to bridge over to, let's just say, the Arbitrum network, you could see it's a very similar fee. If we wanted to bridge over the Ethereum network, on a trade of $1,000, we're still only paying a fee of 49 cents. Now, one thing I have noticed is when you're going to specific networks, sometimes there is constraints. Like it says decrease the amount to 2,156 USDC or lower. That's just simply because sometimes there's not enough liquidity over here. And by the way, shall I mention, I would never provide liquidity for a bridge. While there might be some decent returns on stablecoins, you might be able to get 20% or so. Bridges are the most exploited protocol out there simply because there are cross-chain liquidity pools, and cross-chain liquidity pools are not that friendly when it comes to their actual code base, because they have to essentially receive assets on one chain and then on a completely different blockchain that is disconnected from that first chain, they have to go and send assets out there. So they have to make sure that they are not sending assets that they did not receive, and that's why they are the #1 most exploited protocol. Now, another bridge that I often find myself using indirectly is Celer network. Celer network is also another great bridge. We want to go over here from the Ethereum network, let's just say, bridge some Ethereum over to one of the many networks that they support, which, by the way, they do support a lot. Let's just say we're to bridge some USDC and we were to do 10,000 USDC over to the base network, we were paying 10 cents in bridge fee. This is not bad whatsoever for a bridge like this. If we wanted to go over to, like, let's just say the Polygon proof of stake network and do the same exact bridge of 10,000 USDC, again, another 10 cents or so. Now, let's just say we wanted to go to a chain that doesn't have as much liquidity, something like the Celer, right? And we wanted to bridge universal ETH, so UETH. Uni-ETH. Let's just say we were to do 10 Uni-ETH over here to Celer. We are still barely paying anything, which is amazing. That's one of the many benefits to using something like Celer Network. Hey, if we wanted to go from Ethereum to Polygon Proof of Stake and we wanted to bridge some Ethereum, bridging 10 Ethereum is going to get us out roughly 9.998999 Ethereum on the other end. So once again, barely paying any fees on something like Celer. Now, what I personally like to use are bridge aggregators. Bridge aggregators make sure that we get the best outcome out of our trade. So this could be platforms like Bungee.exchange, Jumper.exchange, and even Orbiter.finance. And ultimately, these platforms are great because they're going to make sure that they go and they analyze across Celer Network, Portal Bridge, and any other bridges out there to ensure that you get the best outcome. So in the instance where I am bridging, say, from the Ethereum network, USDC, to let's just say the Polygon network, USDC.E, we are executing on a 10,000 USDC bridge. I am getting $10,000 out on the other end. This is going to go through the Polygon bridge. It is the best return. There's no fees here whatsoever. You just have to pay the gas cost to get over there. And ultimately, it'll take 20 minutes. It's the best return. It will also show me the fastest one, which is paying $7, but it gets me there in 12 seconds through my end. You can also view all 4 routes if you want to find a balance between the two. Like, I personally do not need my money in 12 seconds, but I probably don't want to wait 20 minutes for it. So I might go with something like a cross, pay $1, and ultimately get it there in 1 minute. Let's just say I wanted to head over to the Arbitrum network. I wanted to get some Ethereum over there, and I wanted to bridge, even in this instance, let's just say 10 Ethereum to Ethereum over here on the Arbitrum network. You can see using Stargate V2, we're getting 9.999 Ethereum out on the other end. It's going to take us 3 minutes, and we pay 79 cents in gas fees. One of the beauties of Bungee Exchange is we can also enable this refuel, which is going to give us gas cost. So this is in the instance where we never even used the Arbitrum network. We don't have any ETH over there, but we want to get USDC over there. Well, ultimately, if we're bridging, say, some USDC over there, like let's just say, hey, let's try 100,000 USDC, but we don't have any ETH over there, it's going to automatically give us just a little bit of ETH to make sure that we have money to execute on transactions. Then once we get over there, we would swap some of that USDC for ETH. Simple as that. There's also Jumper.exchange, which does the exact same thing as Bungee.exchange. Now, personally, I find myself using Bungee, which is why I mentioned it first. But let's just say we want to bridge some ETH over here from the Ethereum network over to, let's use another example of Base. And we were to do 10 ETH right over here. It's going to do the same process, and it's going to find us the best route. This time through Relay, it's going to take us 24 seconds. We're going to get 9.9999 Ethereum out on the other end, less than 0.01% in fees, and we're to pay 13 cents in gas costs. Not bad at all. And Orbiter Finance over here is going to do the same exact thing as those two. Now, really the reason why I would want to use Orbiter is because they support a lot of different chains. They also support Solana chain, Sui chain, right? But one thing I did notice is sometimes they lack liquidity. But Orbiter is just another bridge aggregator, just like Jumper, just like Celer. But sometimes, even though they do have a lot of support for different chains, you'll lack support with specific assets. You'll lack support with, liquidity constraints and stuff along those lines. So do keep that in mind. But these are my go-to bridges that I broke down here. Again, I usually never use a cross in Celer directly. I just find myself often using them when I'm bridging through Orbiter, Jumper, or Bungee Exchange. The only ones I use directly are something like Portal Bridge. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, notifications turned on, and let me know if you want more DeFi content just like this one down below in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.